Hello, Doodlers. Welcome to another episode of Doodle-to-Doing BURSTs. I'm Karen Light, Doodle Empress at How Doodle, and I'm excited to awaken some of that creativity towards making things happen that matter to you today. And we're going to start with a very simple thing, which is I want you to identify one task on your list that you want to use this time, dedicate this short little time towards making happen for yourself. And this could be anything, whatever is calling to you the most. It could be the thing that feels the most urgent. It could be the thing that you're just the most excited about. It could be the thing that feels the hardest to do. And oftentimes I do use this with my clients when they need to do something that feels hard for them. They're procrastinating a lot around it. They're not feeling super motivated around it, but it is something they have to do. So just take a second to write down for yourself what that task might be. And don't overthink it. Just grab something, write it down on your piece of paper. Don't overthink it. Don't even have to be super eloquent. Just like write it out. A couple words is all it takes. Okay. Pause this if you need a little bit more time, but I'm going to continue on. So a lot of times this is what we do. We write down the things that we need to do. And doing things is great. It's a part of life. It can be very satisfying. However, sometimes what happens is we only feel good when we finish the task. But then there's all these other tasks. And so that overshadows the checking off the one thing. It's very short-lived little celebration. And what I like to try to bring people to is a place of finding more satisfaction in the process, because most of our lives we're in process, right? We're in process of making things happen. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes for a second. Take a nice deep breath. You can kind of shake your shoulders a little bit. You can shimmy your body a little bit just to get some extra energy out. Take another nice deep breath and just feel yourself settle into your body. And now I want you to bring that task to mind. Think about that task and start to see yourself executing that task. Start to see yourself maybe just the first, step, the next step that needs to happen. Just envision what that would look like. Because honestly, so many times we start off with a task that's way too big and we just need the first part of that. Just need the first part of that. You're not writing a book, you're sitting down to write out your thoughts for 10 minutes, for example. You're not sending out that proposal. You're asking your friend to look at it, or your colleague to look at it for feedback first. These are what smaller steps look like. So see that next step. And now I want you to ask yourself, while you are doing that thing, that next step, how do you want to feel in the process? Not when it's done. How do you want to feel while it's happening? While it's happening. Pause if you need to, but once you have an emotion identified, I want you to blink your eyes open and doodle what that feeling looks like for a few minutes. What does that feeling look like to you? Remember, no right or wrong. Sometimes feelings really do invite very abstract doodling, and that's okay. Just capturing the emotion of it in some way, shape, or form. Letting whatever comes up, not trying to force anything, being curious in this process. What the heck does that feeling look like for you? Sometimes what I find is even just mimicking emotions, so you feel it in your hand while you're doodling, that emotion can be a really powerful way of expressing it. Just letting yourself play there for a minute, not much longer. A few more seconds. What does it feel like to you? All right, wrap that up. If you're having fun, by all means, pause anytime in a burst and come back. So now I want you to, you've got that task written on your piece of paper, right? So mine is, there's this workshop that I'm developing for a few things. And when I envisioned in my head that next step, I just envisioned myself going to a coffee shop, having a really lovely cup of chai, maybe even pumpkin chai since it's the fall, and I have no shame about how much I love pumpkin stuff. And just allowing myself that space and time to kind of be creative, think it out, have my markers nearby, and allow myself to be in that brainstorming space. And what I want to feel is that sort of burst of ideas, maybe breakthrough, fun, creative, exciting ideas. That's what I want to feel. Excitement and sort of breakthrough. Those were two words that kept coming up for me. And so this is the doodle that came out of that. And what I want you to do is make sure you write on that piece of paper that first little next step. So mine is go to coffee shop. And now you have a little touchstone, okay? If this is how you want to feel, then it matters how you do the task. It matters how you do it. I'm not going to feel super excited, maybe necessarily sitting in the same spot that I always sit in day after day after day, right? Maybe I need to go somewhere, which is why the coffee shop came up for me. If you want to feel really relaxed, then what's the environment? What are the things that you might need to feel relaxed? You know, a client the other day, I asked her how she wanted to feel, and she wanted to feel, even though it was a big thing and something that made her feel uncomfortable, she wanted a bit of comfort. And so we listed a few things that brought her comfort. She's like, oh, I'm going to wear this big cozy sweater, and I'm going to have this cup of tea that I really like, and I'm going to be near where my pet is so I can pet him. And maybe it sounds really silly, but it's not. This stuff matters. So if you feel good, if you feel the way you want to feel when you're doing the things, then guess what you create? You create more motivation to do the things. You create a more positive experience for yourself. So the whole process can be more satisfying. You don't just have to wait till the thing is done. So keep this somewhere you can see it. And for this task and all your others this week, I hope you want to consider, how do I want to feel? And what do I need to do so that I can feel that way? All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great week.